Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us for our self-care and skincare class. I love both of these two topics. And I don't know about you, but there was a time when I thought that, gosh, there's no time left for me. And I would always, make sure everybody else was okay, especially when my kids were little. And now it's definitely a priority that I have made in my own life. And as we go through class tonight, I want you guys to remember. You can answer or have your questions that you post in the chat. There are people here who can definitely answer those for you. But at the end of class, we're going to go into some Q&A, some testimonials. And so we are happy to help you learn and understand how to use these different products and how to up your self-care. All right. So here we are, self-care. How many of you guys have felt like it's, taking away from something else or that you have to go through your day, just really, making sure you're showing up in service for everyone else. And what we know is we can't pour from an empty cup. Now, if you've heard that saying, maybe you practice that. I just want to invite you guys to be open to when we are taking care of ourselves, when we take that, and it can be 5 minutes, it can be 10 minutes, it could be, even quicker than that, is just being able to stop and take a pause of what's going on in your life, being able to just go outside for a second. And when we do those types of things, it really just nourishes us and lets us know that, we can show up differently. How many of you guys have shown up completely frustrated, tired, sleepy? You haven't eaten very well. You've just been running, running, running. And what we discover with those things is then we are short. We don't really, take the time to listen, and we're actually not showing up as our better self. And so when we do take a time out and really prioritize some of our self-care, it does show in the way that we act. And this is a picture that I absolutely love. Sometimes, like I said, it's just as easy as, sitting on the floor. Like I love taking my shoes off. Even if I only have 5 minutes, or a lot of times if you are around me, you'll see I'm barefoot because I love that, just being grounded into where I am and I'm very present. I also love being able to nurture my daily routine. Now, whether I start with it, because I definitely have a practice of the way I start my day, and it is, you know, first thing in the morning, essential oils come out and I get them on my feet. I put them on my body. I smell them. And then I'll go into like prayer or gratitude listing. It's definitely a time when I look forward to it. Is I don't turn on my cell phone. I don't check my messages. I'm not on social media because anytime we're starting our day with that, it's like inviting all of those people into your space. Can you imagine laying in bed, you know, listing out your gratitude with 50 other people? It's like, no, thank you. That does not sound fun at all. And by taking that little bit of time in the morning, first thing, and then I also will do that last thing at night. It's like I go back to my journal. It's like, what are some things that I'm grateful for? And maybe it's only one or two things, maybe it's 10. But as you practice these things, you'll see that even on the days that are super tough, you can find something that you're grateful for. And as you're looking at those things, for me, it was a mind shift, and a change of getting rid of some of those negative thoughts. I love the analogy of being able to talk about a prank caller. Now, I know some of you guys are on here who are going, what's a prank caller? Well, back in the olden days when we used to have a phone that hooked up to the wall where we'd have to go and answer, people would call and they'd say funny things or just breathe heavy or something like that. Am I the only one who knows prank callers? Please tell me I'm not, right? Tammy and Connie, right? It's like those prank callers. And so when we get that same chatter in our heads of we should be doing something more, we should be doing something else, we shouldn't be taking time for ourselves, hang up on that prank caller. Just completely hang up on it and don't listen to that chatter. All right. It's so fun to see you guys here tonight. So, some of the things for self-care also can be just going outside and taking a really deep breath. Like one of the things that I've made a habit of going home at night. Right now, it's dark early. So I'll walk on my back porch and I look up at the sky Today it's all overcast, but most of the time it's like you can see all of the stars and, the moon. And I just take a few minutes to just, inhale, shoulders up, exhale, shoulders down, and just take in the sight. I also love, we have a team member who starts every single morning with a sunset or sunrise walk. I know if you guys have followed Jules at all, she's constantly posting these beautiful sunrises and she finds so many different things. And every day, I'm sure if you're looking, you're going to see something different. So you guys take time to take a deep breath. And then I'm just also going to recommend just slowing down, like pausing and just going, okay, I'm just going to take a second and get super grounded in where I am, and be present. And sometimes, you guys, it's a matter of just taking a few minutes. For me, it's like, okay, I go to my oil box and I'm like, okay, what should I put on me right now? And maybe it's in the middle of the day. Sometimes it's always first thing in the day and it's always last thing of the day. But during the day, like, what do I need that will help support me in this moment? Maybe you've got a lot of things going on and you're responsible for a lot of people or a situation. Maybe, serenity and breathe would be a really great combination. You can also load up your diffuser. And when I'm putting oils in my diffuser, I'm not just going to something and going, oh, hey, this looks good or that looks good. It's like, what do I want to create in this atmosphere right now with my diffuser? Slowing down. Maybe you need some pep in your step. So you guys in the chat, list out some of the essential oils that you would use if you need a little bit of motivation for your day. Because it's not all about just slowing down. Sometimes it's like, okay, I really need to get my attitude adjusted. So what are some of the oils that you guys would use for that? Okay, I'm going to just touch on this really quick because I feel like every time I teach a class, it's important to let you know that the doTERRA essential oils are different. Every single bottle has CPTG on the label, and that lets you know that it's been certified, it's pure, it's been tested multiple times, and it's a really great grade that we can use in so many different things, from aromatic, topical, and my favorite is internal. There's no synthetics, there's nothing added to it. There's also nothing taken away from it. Hey, ladies. Hi, Jacqueline. Good to see you guys. But anyway, each one of the essential oils are harvested from plants, seeds, bark, roots, flowers, and they're all at the very best location where they can have the most potency. And you can see we have test after test after test. And you guys, this is really important to me because as I'm using essential oils, I want to know that I can trust what's in the bottle. And we also know that on the labels of many essential oils that are out there on the market, they say 100% pure. But that doesn't mean that it's 100% pure essential oil in the bottle. That means that they only have to have 6%. You guys, it's like this little tiny pinch of pure essential oil in there, and they can add anything else that they want to. Just like when we look at medicine, every single thing that we use today started out in nature. And then they've come in and they've tried to duplicate it through science and through research. And unfortunately, what happens is because they can't duplicate it, they start to add other things like synthetics and different fillers and things like that. And that's when we have side effects. So I love that with doTERRA, we can trust that what's in the bottle is 100% pure. It'll rate at 100% because if it comes back at 96%, they reject it. They will not put it on the shelf for us to purchase. And that really means a lot to me. Okay, so I listed out some because tonight we're talking about self-care and now we're going to switch into skincare. Here on the screen is listed some of my favorite essential oils for our skin. I love that I can take any of the essential oils. I can, put them into different moisturizers or lotions. I create a lot of my own products. So everything from a skin glow to, if you have a bug bite or you have really rough skin, we have different things that you can use. And as you see this, you'll notice that Like how many of you guys have frankincense? If it's just getting past December, we usually get an opportunity to get a free bottle of frankincense. And it's really great for just healthy, happy skin. It's definitely in my skin routine every single day. And then I also want to talk about helichrysum. Helichrysum is a little bucket full of gold flower. I love it because you can use it for everything from skin blemishes or, maybe you have imperfections, maybe you have a little bit of scarring or discoloration. I also love it because it helps with bruising. So today I was helping talk with a gentleman who's getting ready to have rotator cuff surgery. And he's like, okay, Haley, you tell me, like, tell me exactly what to get, and I'm just going to get it. And I said, there's definitely a few of them that I think are very important. Frankincense, helichrysum, of course, deep blue. But he goes, helichrysum, tell me more about that one. And what I love about it is because if you have something, any bruising above or underneath the skin, it really helps to support that. Plus, if you have swelling, so there was a time when, I have puffy underneath my eyes. So helichrysum is one that I've added to our castor oil, and I put it in a little dropper. And so I have it already ready for me. So I put in a 5 ml. I put 25 drops of helichrysum and I filled the rest of it with our castor oil. And now it just sits there every single morning. I take a little dropper, put it on the back of my hand, and put it underneath my eyes. And it's really, really great for any kind of uh, itching or whatever. Everybody knows lavender, right? When in doubt, we get lavender out also because it's really great for swelling or it's a natural antihistamine. Is super calming. So if you have skin disruption, remember that lavender is really great for calming the skin. A lot of times people will forget it, especially if you have like swelling eyes or maybe you've been blowing your nose a lot and it's kind of sore. So what I like to do is I'll take a little bit of lavender and I tap it underneath my nose and then I put a little bit of Correct X and just cover it on top. It's really great. I'm going to go into rose right now. You guys, rose is just that delicate flower that offers so much to our skin. Again, fine lines or just wanting to have even skin tone. Once a year around Mother's Day, there's a special promotion that we offer. It's a rose serum. How many of you guys have had the rose serum? Or the rose hydrating spray. I buy multiple sets because I want it to last me an entire year because it's only available once a year. Our roses come from Bulgaria. And if you are a gardener or maybe you receive flowers on a regular basis, have you noticed that the roses don't smell? Like it's very often that you find roses in, at the nurseries or especially if you're getting a fresh bouquet of flowers, they don't only not last as long, but you can't smell them. It's because it's been, basically bred out of them to make it fast and quick and big roses and big flowers and large blooms and all the other things. Well, I love the smell of rose. And so it's really great for our skin. And so we go all the way to Bulgaria to get our roses. And when you smell it, it's like there's nothing like it. It's amazing. Okay, I want to introduce you to our skincare systems. So we have three basic systems. On the far left, number one is the Essential Skincare Collection. Now, this sometimes I'll talk to people about this one as if you have, older, maturing, tired skin. Maybe you've had a lot of sun exposure or, different things that you've done with your skin. This is my favorite line from the very beginning. I am a huge advocate for this line. We'll go in and we'll break it down in just a second. The second one is it's Barrage, which is more of their natural collection. Each one of these have different steps. Now, do you have to do them all? No. But are you going to get a great result with them? Yes. And then the third one is just HD Clear, and it's more of a spot treatment. So I love this when I have an occasional breakout, or maybe if you have, a disruption on your skin of any kind. So my husband, years ago, for years he had toenail fungus. He's going to love me for sharing all of this, right? But he had toenail fungus, and gosh, we went to the doctor. They were trying all these different creams and shots and different things, and he would put stuff around his cuticle, and he was drinking things and taking pills. Nothing worked. He also went to the over the counter, so some of you guys may be familiar with some of the ones that they use, and nothing would help. Well, when I got into doTERRA HD Clear, I'm going, you know what? It's for unhappy skin areas, so let's try it. So we took this HD Clear and we would just roll it around the cuticle on his toe, because that's where it was, is in his big toes, both of them. And you guys, it was probably a couple of months, if less. It's gone. And it's been gone for good. And how he got that was from wearing steel-toed shoes, and his toe was constantly hitting up against the boot, and it caused that irritation. So, you guys, HD Clear is really great for just, spot type stuff. And then we also have our Yarrow Palm collection, which is kind of the ultimate. I'm going to really treat my skin to something special. Okay, as we dig deeper into each one of these systems, I want to remind you that, most important is to always cleanse your face. I have a lot of friends who just, put cold water on their face or whatever. There really is a reason that we want to get deeper into the cell. We want to clean out anything that has been stuck there and be able to leave those pores really nice. A great tip is to take the cleanser, and I leave mine in my shower. So when I'm getting ready to wash my face, morning or night, and I also have one sitting on my in my bathtub, is I just put like a pea-size drop of the cleanser. I add some water to it, and then I just kind of take my hand and kind of foam it up, and then I apply it to my skin. Why I do that is because anytime you have a cleanser, they're meant to be, foamed up. And so just a little tiny bit of water with it really makes it great. Something I also do is I start at the top, and I'm always washing my face outward, from my eyes, of course, and upward and outward. I mean, when the skin, you want it to raise it, not pull it down. And so, if you're taking a washcloth and you're scrubbing your skin, I'm going to highly recommend that you don't do that, because as you get older, your skin may not be as firm. The invigorating scrub is another thing that I absolutely love. I leave it in my shower. Once I've cleansed my face, now the invigorating scrub I don't use every day on my face. I could, but I just don't. What I love about it, it has little tiny exfoliator beads inside, and it's really minty and fresh and clean smelling. So once I've cleansed my face, I take that exfoliator and I do the same thing. I put it in my hand, get a little bit of water off the shower, put it onto my skin, and I really, up and out again. Like I'm up and out, up and out, up and out. And when you're rinsing your face, make sure that you're really getting that jawline, because a lot of times people will rinse even hair, shampoo, and conditioners. Like they rinse it, but they don't go and rinse their chin off or their neck or their shoulders, and that stuff can sit there, and that can cause breakouts. So this is just something I absolutely love. I will also, here's a fun thing. I use it to clean or to scrub in my armpits. So if that's just, I get a little extra and I put it under my armpits, and it keeps it super clean. It exfoliates the skin underneath there, and I love it. Okay, second step here is toner. So what the toner does is it actually will close your pores up and help get your skin to the right pH balance. Now, this is really important if you want to, if you have larger pores, you want to close those pores up, especially after you've just opened them up to clean them. So you're closing it up, it gets it to the right pH balance. And if you're a makeup wearer, which I am, it'll help your makeup stay fresh on your face longer instead of having it melt away. All right, Tammy, I can hear your thoughts right now. Okay, so now we have some targeted things. So targeted would be our brightening gel, our tightening serum, and our anti-age cream. Not everybody needs these, but I have all of these. We have a gal here in our team locally who had gone to one of the makeup counters with her daughter, and they were looking at, getting her some makeup, and she was all excited. And one of the first things that they wanted to sell her was a tightening serum and a brightening gel for underneath her eyes. And she was looking at the price of these things going, holy cow, they're how much? And how much do you have to use? Well, you guys, good news is that both of these you use very little. And you may need one or two, or it's completely up to you. And especially as, we have different ages here. So some of you guys might be going, okay, I have dark circles under my eyes all the time. You guys, this is formulated with essential oils and different products to help with those dark circles and dark spots. It works amazing. And it's, when we're talking about putting this stuff on your face, going to high end makeup counters. Now you can all do that. And maybe you have a special line that you love. I can tell you my experience has been I've paid some pretty high fees for some of my skincare, and this knocks it out of the park. doTERRA's, because we use good quality essential oils. We trust the products that are in it, and I have been extremely happy. Now, the anti-age eye cream, I want you to notice here in the picture, there's a little stainless steel roller in there. Some people I know will keep this in the refrigerator to keep it nice and cool. Think of having a really long day and you're, okay, here's some self-care. It's like take just enough time to go once you've cleansed your face and everything to put, and I roll this onto my finger, and I always use my ring finger because it's gentle. And then I will tap it underneath my eye, around the outside of my eye socket. And then I also go across my upper lip. And I'm going to need to start right here too, because this is, it's not that I frown all the time, but I'm getting a few little lines right here, and I don't want that. So it's for delicate skin, delicate areas. If you know somebody who is a smoker, this would be their best friends, not necessarily for their eyes, but for around their lips, because it has extra conditioning in there for that. Okay, the last two things here are the nighttime. So really, you're going to cleanse it, you're going to tone it. If you want to target, you can. It's not necessary, and then we're going to moisturize. So we're sealing in all the natural um, oils that our face is producing. If we're not using a moisturizer, and a lot of times people will say, "Oh my, but I have breakouts. I don't want to add any, especially not oil to my skin." But the fact of it is that we're putting a moisturizer on there to help protect and help to seal in the natural oils so that our body doesn't naturally try to overwork and make more. And this is what happens when a lot of people will go in for, breakouts or skin, things, is they're afraid of they want something that's going to make it dry, but then if we don't moisturize it, it's going to overwork and keep it even more producing of oil glands. Okay, so I've been in doTERRA for like 15 years or more now. And when I first started, I would use the anti-aging moisturizer in the mornings. Like I would just put it on my daytime. I wanted a lighter coverage. It is a lighter weight. So if you only want a little bit of coverage, this is perfect. And then the hydrating cream I would put on after I would clean my face before I go to bed at night. Now I'm aging a little bit, and so I use the yummy. I use the hydrating cream both morning and night. And you guys, I go all over my face. I always go down my chin and across my chest with it. If I have any left over, I always rub it on the backs of my hands because this is something where you start to age really quickly. And so I want to make sure that I'm also taking care of that. The scent in this is really light and clean. It's very, very easy to use, and you don't have to worry about having a lot of different layers. What I also love about these products, you guys, is I can do this entire thing and it doesn't feel like I have anything on my skin. It's really, really great. I love it. Okay, so this line, so I'm going to point out to the right-hand side of the page first. So doTERRA has two Immortelles. So one of them is featured on the top, and it's Virage's Immortelle. Now this one is all of the essential oils that are shown, and they're in both. The difference is the roller bottle is 100% pure oil. So there's no dilution at all. There's no carrier in there at all. The one on the top has a carrier in it. So if you have super sensitive skin, or maybe, you just need a little bit, maybe you're young and your skin is super firm and beautiful and you don't have any scars and stuff, then this would be the one. Now, I love this. If you look at the bottom, underneath the roller, gosh, for everything. So I use Immortelle for any kind of scarring. So this gentleman who is coming in, who is having shoulder surgery coming up, this is a great thing to use after it's all, starting to heal and everything is closed up, is to just put it around that area, because it not only helps with the above the skin, but it also helps below the skin. A really great story is when I first started with doTERRA, one of our upline leaders had gone to the eye doctor, and she goes every year for her test or whatever, and her doctor's like testing her eyes again, and he's like testing it again, and she says to him, gosh, is there something wrong? Like, what's going on? I'm starting to get worried. And he goes, no, your prescription has actually improved. Your eyes are not what they used to be, and we can actually change it with less of a prescription in your glasses or your contacts. And she's like, what? And he goes, what have you been doing? And she said, the only thing that has changed is I put Immortelle around the outside of my eyes, so we're talking above the eyebrow, down the side, across. And she said, and I do it every single day to prevent lines. And little did she know it would help to assist in her um, eyes and her vision. Now, any kind of cuts or scrapes you can see on here, thyroid help. Wouldn't that be amazing? And then you would just rub it here on your throat. I also talk to a lot of women who are carrying a baby. This is a great one for, stretch mark prevention, or once you've had a baby, you've got all these different wounds and things. And this is what I love about doTERRA, is we can confidently use them in fragile areas without any kind of worry of a breakout or synthetic or some kind of weird reaction. Okay, we're going to go to the left side of this, and I'm going to go through this one quick because, again, our steps are cleanse, tone, special, and then hydration. So on this cleanser, again, you want it in your shower, add some water, get it foamed up really nice. What I love about this toner is this is something that I will carry with me when I travel. You know how you get a little dehydrated if you're on an airplane, or if you're out on the beach all day and your skin just feels tired and a little bit tight. So you just kind of mist this over. And this one you can actually apply over your makeup and use it as like a setting spray. So some of you guys are going, what the heck is that? Well, once you have your makeup on, you do a light spray of this, and it just helps everything to stay into place. And then, of course, we have our moisturizer. Okay, so now we're going to go into Yarrow Palm. I said we had extra stuff. You guys can see right here. It's pretty graphic, but I think it's important to be able to show the steps on this. So this gal had skin cancer, which was removed on spots. You can see that, she had the removal, she had the corrective surgery, and how quickly her skin was able to heal after that. I mean, it's pretty incredible. This is a presidential diamond with doTERRA. And, I love, anytime people have a surgery or something, I have a testimonial for my son who had a form of MRSA on his shoulder that usually travels to the heart. Well, they were able to take this out. And some of you guys have seen his pictures, his story. If you go into Good Vibes, you can just put Brandon in the search bar and you'll see, but it was a huge wound. And Immortelle, rose, frankincense, they were all essential oils that we applied often. And it's incredible how quickly his skin was able to recover. Okay, so Yarrow Palm has 3 different products. There's a body serum. Now, this one is a little bit thicker, so you want to apply it from the neck down, anywhere on your body. I love this one. It makes my skin feel super soft. I've actually taken our new castor oil, which I forgot to put in here, but I put my castor oil, and I'll put half of it castor oil, half of it Yarrow Palm, and it gives it a really great, just smooth, silky application. And we know there's a great amount of benefits to castor oil. There's also, you can see the one that has a little dropper. Now, this one is for my face, so I make something called Skin Glow. And I'll share that recipe with you guys in just a few minutes. But I love it because it helps to reduce any kind of imperfections. It helps with cellular health. It's a natural antioxidant. It helps with collagen on your skin. Now, this liquid with the dropper, you can also put under your tongue. So if you know anyone who is going through any kind of blood disorder, this is extremely beneficial. It's like the uh, Batman and Robin all in one for your skin. Then there's capsules. So a lot of people are getting great benefits for everything from hormones to just skin from the inside out. We know that what is going on inside our body is showing up on our skin. And so they have capsules that you can take. They're amazing. Anybody who's had a lot of like reoccurring acne or scarring have gotten some really great results with this. Okay, then you can see this cute little guy in the middle. You see how rosy and red and irritated his poor little cheeks are? You can only imagine that it probably hurts too. And what they did is they just put Yarrow Pom on it, which is very calming to the skin, and it was able to take that rash away. You guys, it's a really great product. If you haven't experienced it yet, maybe the person who invited you has some that they could share with you so you can see it. It actually has kind of a blue tint to it, although it doesn't have any tint on your skin. Okay, so this little gem here sits on my nightstand. I love it because it's frankincense in a stick. It also has Nile wood in it, which is extremely beneficial for any kind of skin. And so this is one that I'll take out, and I use it for all kinds of different things too. But for my skin, what I do is I apply it to the backs of my hands every night before I get out of bed. And I also put it on my hands right before I leave for the day. It's easy, it's convenient. If you have not used any of doTERRA's sticks yet, it's kind of the consistency of a deodorant stick, but with so many more benefits, and you'll love it. Okay, so just kind of a recap real quick. First step in our skincare is cleanse. Second, oh, I forgot, we don't have the HD Clear foaming wash, and I missed that slide, so I will get that taken out for the next one. Okay, so we've got our cleanse. Our second one is tone. That's going to go ahead and close those pores up and get our skin to the right pH balance. And then the third step is hydrate. And whatever your body is needing, that's what you're going to want to use. I always put my Immortelle roller on first and then my moisturizer. Now, if you guys have your cameras out, go ahead and take a screenshot. This is the Skin Glow recipe that I was talking about. It's amazing. I was taking all the time and I was putting this on my face and then putting that on my face. And I thought, why am I doing that? So I put it all into a dropper bottle. And you can also, I mean, this is for a 30 ml dropper, but you could put it in a 30 ml roller. You could also divide the drops by 3 and make it into a 10 ml. I love it. My face gets it every single day. Now, helpful tips. Consistency is key. Don't start a skincare routine after you need it. Start now. Start and prevent it and really take care of your skin. Plus, when we're going back to self-care, it's like, why wouldn't you take like a few minutes? Because these routines are quick. And just, listen to some of your favorite songs or, say affirmations or whatever while you are taking care of your skin. It's the skin you live in. You should definitely nourish it. Stay hydrated. You guys, if you've not tried our Recharge, it's our electrolyte drink. It comes in lemon, lime, and strawberry. I love it. Every single day I have at least two, one in the morning. So my morning one, I use the strawberry and I mix it up with my water and then I add a couple of drops of tangerine. It's so good. It's so much better than any kind of carbonated drink you could get. And then at night, I take the lemon lime and I add it to warm water and a little bit of like I'll do like some spicy oils or something. And I just sip on it. It's super calming. My body loves it. And it's really a great way for me to stay hydrated. You guys make sure you wash your face even when you're tired. If you're leaving stuff, residue, if you've been walking outside and it's been windy, you've got dirt stuck on your face and you may not see it and you may not even feel it, but it's there. So if you want your skin to show up for you, you got to show up for your skin. Whenever you buy a kit or a set of something with doTERRA, so that means like shampoo and conditioner or our Lifelong Vitality or VMG, there's a drop down menu where you can customize your skin care. And so you'll see here you have the essential skincare. You can add on at an additional discount off of wholesale by being able to by buying this, and it's like the more you buy, the more you save. So it's a great way to build a collection or add to your collection. You guys, self-care is the new healthcare. We get to take time for us. We get to take time to turn off all the chatter, the constant chaos. A few years ago, I chose out of watching TV, except for movies and things like that, because there's so much negativity and stuff. And I found that it was affecting the way I was thinking. It was affecting the way that I was sleeping and, everything else. And so we get to take a few moments to get grounded and to be grateful and, to take care of ourselves because when you are in there taking care of yourself, it's almost like you're giving yourself permission that you matter. You matter. You are loved. You are appreciated. And all of the work and all of the things that you do every single day, we're grateful for. And a lot of times people don't take time to say that to you. So we get to be our own cheerleaders. So I talked about a quick routine for most of us because we're on the go constantly. I mean, anybody here on the go and just have a lot of things? Well, this 2-minute routine will change the way that your energy shows up. And we talked about what's, happening on the inside is what's showing up on the outside. So if we want our skin to look better, we want to age beautiful and we want to look younger longer, these are key products. Everything from our gut probiome. We have, good flora. We have our omegas, which is for good heart and health. And then we have our VMG product, which is whole food nutrients. You guys, I love that it's available for us for in our bodies for up to 8 hours. So even though we took it first thing in the morning, our bodies can still pull from it and still take from it throughout the day. And that's really important, especially when we are, doing a lot of things and mental too. All right, so here's just a couple of things that each one of these are featured. Our omega is way more than just an omega-3. It has all these different things in it that is great for us. They actually source it from the Nordic seas. So unlike a lot of fish oils that are out there, when you take it, if you're burping up fish taste, that means it's rancid. And it's no bueno for me. I love these ones. They have a wild orange flavor and I love them. They're a little bit bigger for people. And so, but you can chew them up. So I'll take one in the morning. I put it in my, all right, I swallow 2 or 3 and then I chew one. And that way it's getting directly delivered to, my bloodstream, where my brain and my heart. And it's just amazing. Okay, so there's some really great ways to purchase all of these products. You can start with the foundational wellness, which is everything we just talked about a second ago. And when you purchase that for the very first time, you're not only getting all of that for $149.50, but they also give you a thank you gift, which is a shaker bottle and then a 5 ml bottle of peppermint oil. You guys, these are so fun. I leave my shaker right on the counter, right where, and I have this glass dish that I have all of my doTERRA products in as packets. And I just get it. I see it. I remember to do it, and it's so quick and easy. We also have our rewards program. So it's the only way that I order is because for every time that I'm buying something, I can earn anywhere from 10 clear up to 30% back on every purchase. You can cancel or customize it at any time that you want to. And with that, it unlocks all kinds of other really great benefits. So I've been using this for a long time, you guys, since I started my rewards order 14 years ago. I've never stopped it. I've kept it going the whole time. So I'm, of course, every time I'm spending 100 right now, I get 30 back in points that I can then turn around and put it towards free product. Plus, you can get a free oil every month, which are listed down on the bottom. And who doesn't love free? I know I do. Okay, so we also have a great opportunity for people. So one of the things I hear the very most is, do I have to do it as a business? No, you don't. You can just join and get all of the benefits and use the products at the deepest discount. But if you have a friend who says, gosh, I want some of that deep blue, like you shared it with me last week at the gym and I really want to get my own. Well, instead of being the supplier for all of your friends for all of the things that you love, you can share this link. So on the top left-hand corner, you see that little blue box where it says copy link. Every one of you guys have one. You copy that link, and it sends the link to the person, and then when they purchase, doTERRA gives you back a reward. It's as easy as one, two, three. All right. So I want to do a special thank you for everyone who joined us tonight. I love seeing all your faces. Of course, I'm seeing a lot of screens and a few faces, but I love seeing it. Thank you for taking time. You can join us at every single Tuesday. We do classes like this. You can find the recordings on YouTube at Haley B Essentials 4277. And you can share those class recordings with your friends, or you can rewatch it if you missed something tonight. If you're like me, I get busy and I love getting a quick reminder. So I think most of you here are getting our reminders. So you text class reminders to the phone number 534-429-5392, and 15 minutes before class, you'll get a reminder that class is getting ready to start, and it includes the Zoom link. So that's something that you can actually use yourself, or you can actually, copy and paste that to somebody that you want to join. I think our power is about ready to go out. So if I lose you guys, see the lights flashing? I don't know if you guys can see it. Yeah, we're getting a lot of rain. Next week, we're going to be talking about meditation and essential oils. So thanks again, you guys. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to say good night to those who are watching us. And then we're going to open it up to sharing testimonials and questions. So if you guys want to be in a part of that, make sure you join us live.